Okay, great morning. As you know, I ordered some books, and so let me drag these out. Now, somebody was asking me the name of the Ethiopian, the Bible I got. Oh my God, look at the size of this thing. Yeah, this is it. It's called the Universal Bible. Okay, here it is, the Universal Bible. And it's of the Protestant, Catholic, Orthodox, Ethiopic, Syriac, and Samaritan Church. So it has got everything in here. Up to here are the traditional books, and then here is the extra books. Now, when you open this up, you'll see that the text is small. I have to wear reading glasses. So yeah, it's small text, but just packed with stuff. Now, I did read one that I had never read before. It was an epistle of Paul, Acts of Paul and Thecla. Never read that before, so that was the start of something new. It was this woman, Paul, had gone to speak in this place, and she was listening. She was by this window and really wanted to hear what he had to say, and it was really moving her. Now, she was engaged to be married to somebody, and that person came, and she didn't want to leave. She wanted to hear what was being said. Anyway, it came down to they decided she was, for lack of better things, following the wrong stuff, and they were going to just do away with her. Okay, so they tried feeding her to the wild animals. That didn't work. They were going to burn her. They stripped her naked and lit this fire. That didn't work. So in the end, that's what that one was about, you know. And she decided she was going to follow the word of God that she was hearing from Paul, which they were calling dark things. So anyway, looking forward to reading the rest of what's in there. These other books that are, they decided not to put in the King James Version. Now, before the King James Version, I didn't know this, the books were in there. The books were in the Bible. And then when King James, they took the Bible, they took out a lot of things, okay, into the Bible that we see most often here in the U.S. Now, I did order the one from the Masonic, and the Freemasonry Morals and Dogma, Ancient and Accepted Scottish Rite, esoteric book for Scottish Rite use only, to be returned upon withdrawal or death of recipient. Okay, in other words, we don't want this out to the general populace. But, just going through it, really what I saw was coming together of all the mystery schools, okay? I didn't really see anything satanic in it, but then again, I just got it and just started to go through it. But it's got numerology in it. It's got, all the different, religions of the East and the West and all of that coming together. So we'll have to see. But I did order this one, and we'll have to go through it and see what all it's saying. Now, with it, I opened it up, and I had 2 other books. Now, I did not order these. They were just sent, and so I'll have to thank the person. This one is The Sacred Writings of World Religions. It's basically a lot of what's in the Masonic book here. It's got the Mahabharata, the Puranas, the Hinduism. It's got Confucianism, Christianity, Buddhisms, the Sutras, the Egyptian Book of the Dead. Christianity, it has a lot of the books, Jonah, Zechariah, Talmud, Ginza, Madison. Okay, there's something in here that I hadn't read. The Monocassic Scriptures, Mysteries of the Kingdom, Light and Darkness. Okay. Mormons, got Shinto, Adi Grant, Sikhism, Taoism, Mesopotamia. Has a little card in there. Greece. So it's got all the mystery writings, which is basically what's in a lot of this book of the Masonics, Morals and Dogma. Okay. So we'll have to see. Now, I'm going to leave that and we'll look at it. And then I was sent the temple. And this was the layout and the things that were happening in the Jewish temple. How it was run, what were the things they were doing. Let's see, prayer before the third lot, prayers with incense, sabbatical year, 3 cycles, new moon. So it's about all the stuff that would take place. Trial for adultery, careless vows, songs of ascent. It's got all of the things. It's got an index to scriptural references about the temple. The temple, its ministry and services as they were in the time of Jesus. Okay? So what was happening in the Jewish temples during that time? It's got, let's see the chapters that we have. First view of Jerusalem and of the temple, and then what's in the temple, temple order, revenues and music, the officiating priesthood, sacrifices, their order and their meaning, the burnt offering, the sin offering and trespass offering, the peace offering. Now I see those as trying to buy your way out of trouble, basically. That doesn't work, okay? You can't buy your way out. Loopholes, okay? At night in the temple, the morning and evening sacrifice, Sabbath in the temple, festival cycles, arrangement of the calendar, the Passover, the Paschal Feast and the Lord's Supper, Feast of Unleavened Bread and the Day of Pentecost, Feast of the Tabernacle, New Moons, Feast of the 7th New Moon of the Trumpets and New Year's Day, the Day of Atonement, post-Mosaic festivals, on purifications, and last, on vows, the Nazarites' vow, the offering of the first fruits in the temple. So there you have it. So, man, have I got a lot of information to go through. I mean, Now, this wouldn't have been a problem before. I used to be a very vociferous reader. I could go through a book in a day. But now, with this Lyme stuff that's going on, I have good days and I have bad days. Some days, you go through the exhaustion or the brain fog, and then you're trying to read, and it's just, you can have days where it's really difficult to try to read and comprehend and hold on to this stuff. So we'll see what happens. We'll see. Oh, but yeah. But no, I was surprised yesterday when I got this, and I'll just read. I just opened this up, and it said, God sees, not as man sees, and the most abandoned criminal, black as he is before the world, may yet have continued to keep some little light burning in a corner of his soul, which would long ago since have gone out, in that of those who walk proudly in the sunshine of immaculate fame, if they had been tried and tempted like the poor outcast. We do not know even the outside life of men. We are not competent to pronounce even on their deeds. We do not know half the acts of wickedness or virtue, even of our most immediate fellows. We cannot say with certainty, even of our nearest friend, that he has not committed a particular sin and broken a particular commandment. Let each man ask his own heart of how many of our best and our worst acts and qualities are our most intimate associates utterly unconscious. How many virtues does not the world give us credit for that we do not possess, or vices condemn us for, of which we are not the slaves? It is but a small portion of our evil deeds and thoughts that ever comes to light. And of our few redeeming goodnesses, the largest portion is known to God alone. So it's about judging people. We shall therefore be just in judging of other men only when we are charitable, and we should assume the prerogative of judging others only when the duty is forced upon us, since we are almost certain to err, and the consequences of error are so serious. Okay. So that's what we have there. I'm just going to open it up and see. In the ancient, the Gnostics made souls ascend and descend through 8 heavens, in each of which were certain powers that opposed their return and often drove them back to earth when not sufficiently purified. The last of these powers nearest the luminous abode of souls was a serpent or dragon. In the ancient doctrine, certain genii were charged with the duty of conducting souls to the bodies destined to receive them and of withdrawing them from those bodies. According to Plutarch, these were the functions of Proserpine and Mercury. In Plato, a familiar genius accompanies man at his birth, follows and watches him all his life, and at death conducts him to the tribunal of the great judge. These genii are the media of communication between man and the gods, and the soul is ever in their presence. This doctrine is taught in the oracles of Zoroaster, and these genii were the intelligences that resided in the planets. Thus the secret science and mysterious emblems of initiation were connected with the heavens, the spheres, the constellations, and this connection must not be studied by whomever would understand the ancient mind and be enabled to interpret the allegories and explore the meaning of the symbols in which the old sages endeavored to delineate the ideas that struggled within them for utterance and could but be insufficiently, inadequately expressed by language, whose words are images of those things alone that can be grasped by and are within the empire of the senses. It is not possible for us thoroughly to appreciate the feelings with which the ancients regarded the heavenly bodies and the ideas to which their observation of the heavens gave rise, because we cannot put ourselves in their places, look at the stars with their eyes in the world's youth, and divest ourselves of the knowledge which even the commonest of us have, that make us regard the stars and planets and the universe of suns and worlds as a mere inanimate machine, an aggregate of senseless orbs, no more astonishing, except in degree, than a clock or an orrery. We wonder and are amazed at the power and wisdom. To most men it seems only a kind of infinite ingenuity of the Maker. They wondered at the work and endowed it with life and force and mysterious powers and mighty influence. Memphis in Egypt was latitude 29, 5 degrees north, in longitude 30 degrees 18 foot east, and then it's got the different areas. And it starts talking, though, through Egypt ran the great river Nile, coming from beyond Ethiopia. Its source is regions wholly unknown in the abodes of heat and fire, and its course from south to north. Its inundations had formed the alluvial lands of Upper and Lower Egypt, which they continued to raise higher and higher to fertilize by their deposits. So anyway, it goes through a lot of things, all the mysteries, the different things, Zoroastrians. It's going through Egyptian stuff, it goes through Christian stuff, it goes through, and in the beginning it says it doesn't matter, there is one God, and it doesn't matter what name, okay, that you call God. Here it is, the most abstract expression for deity, which language can supply, is but a sign or symbol for the object beyond our comprehension, and not more truthful and adequate than the images of Osiris and Vishnu, or their names, except as being less sensuous and explicit. We avoid sensuousness only by resorting to simple negation. We come at last to define spirit by saying that it is not matter. Spirit is spirit. A single example of the symbolism of words will indicate to you one branch of Masonic study. We find in the English Rite this phrase, I will always hail, ever conceal, and never reveal. In the Catechism, these, I hail, I conceal. The question is, I hail, and the answer is, I conceal. And ignorance, misunderstanding the word hail, has interpolated the phrase, from whence do you hail? The word is really hele, H-E-L-E, from the Anglo-Saxon verb elan, helan, to cover, hide, or conceal. And this word is rendered by the Latin verb tegere, to cover or roof over, that ye fro me, o thig wol hele, says Gower, de hele fro me no priute, says the Romount of the Rose. To heal a house is a common phrase in Sussex, and in the west of England He that covers a house with slates is called a healer. Wherefore to heal means the same thing as to tile is self-symbolic, as meaning primarily to cover a house with tiles, and means to cover, hide, or conceal. Thus, language too is symbolism, and words are as much misunderstood and misused as more material symbols are. Okay, so anyway, that's so far what's in the morals and dogma of the Scottish Rite. Okay, now, like I said, so far I haven't seen anything in it that this guy was talking about, that it's satanic and this and that. I see it as, so far, the same thing that's in here, sacred writings of world religions, and trying to bring them all together into one understanding, whether it's from Hinduism, Islam, Zoroastrian, Buddhism, Christianity, bringing all of these together, okay? So we'll have to see. Now, I could see somebody that's in, that idea of the only thing is Christianity and the rest of it's demonic. I could see them going into this and just really, looking for something untoward. But so far, in looking at it, I haven't found it. Now, if I do find it, of course, I'm going to bring that out immediately. But we'll have to see. It's going to take me some time to go through this a bit more and look at it. But the initial thing looking at it is seeing that basically it's saying all the mystery schools are pointing in kind of the same direction. Okay? So we'll have to look and see what's in this deeper and what's in the Bible. In those books that they thought were so threatening, they had to take them out. So again, we're going to look at these things and we'll see where it goes. So thanks for tuning in, Love and Light, and we'll see you online.